What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I did a poll in my YouTube thing, and over 50% of you guys said that you're getting no egg production at all or very little egg production, which is kind of normal for this time of year, but you should definitely see an increase for midwinter, and throughout the rest of the winter it should go up. So I'm going to show you a few tips that I use to get my chicken's egg production back up around this time of the year, which right now they're doing great. The other day we got 60 eggs. I think 3 days so far we've got 60 eggs, over 60 eggs in one day, and that's a lot for these guys, most I've ever seen from them. And so show you a few ways you can improve your egg production. Alright, so we're in the hen house here, and I did just put some fresh straw hay down yesterday, which they're still kind of pecking through. And I did that for the nest as well, clean those up. And I try to keep the hen house as clean as I can, and I'll pitchfork it out and put some fresh straw down and clean off the roost too to make sure everything's pretty clean for them. So right now I'm getting about 30 to 40 eggs a day, sometimes more, and usually I don't get less than that as it's going right now, but they're all laying in the nesting boxes and everything. And right now, egg production, the average egg production's the best it's ever been. I do have the most chickens I've ever had, but it's doing good right now, especially for midwinter. So I have a few things I do keep them laying. So one of the basic things you do is make sure you have a lot of bedding in your nests and everything so they're comfortable when they're trying to lay. And I got quite a few eggs in the nest right now. They shouldn't be all done laying. I did have a few girls still in the nest a few minutes ago. Still have chickens laying on the ground too. Trying to pick those up so they don't get smashed or anything, but I would make sure you have some good quality bedding. I use this straw kind of hay mix, and it works well. It's comfortable, and to keep them clean, especially in a few months when the mites start coming out, which have affected my chickens in the past. I have a spray, like an all-natural spray that you can use in the nest for the chickens. I'll put a link to the video made quite a bit ago right up there. So you can make that. It's pretty easy to make, and it's good for getting rid of any flies, mites that'll start coming out once it warms up in a couple months here. But right now, shouldn't have to worry about that. And make sure you have plenty of room for the nests. Make sure they're not stressed or anything. Have a sealed off hen house. I know a lot of people are getting some cold temperatures right now, and if it comes down to it, get a heat lamp or some sort of heating thing to keep them warm at night, and kind of just make sure they have a comfortable spot to lay. And if they're kind of starting eggs back up again and you need to encourage them more, I'd get 2 ceramic eggs and put it in there. And if they've never laid before, that helps too. So a lot of ways there you can help them, try to encourage them to lay. Right now, in the middle of winter, it's halfway, or about halfway, between the winter solstice and the summer solstice, which is when your chickens should definitely start picking up egg production, because the #1 factor for egg production for chickens is sunlight, and they need a lot of sunlight to lay. So right now, you should meet their daily quota of sunlight for them to lay pretty good, and it's going to just go up the longer the days get. And when the days are the longest, they usually lay the most, and then other factors come into play like warmth and everything like that. But the sunlight is the main factor there, and right now I'm pretty sure that's why the chickens all trying to pick up production from me at the same time, because days are definitely getting longer right now. that's another thing you can think about there, and that's for where I live right now. But and when it comes to temperature, chickens are more likely not to lay when it's really hot than when it's not cold. A lot of people have been commenting and telling me that their egg production is really bad right now, and I know that cold temperatures can affect that a lot, but keeping them comfortable and warm will help them on that. So what I'm talking about in this video is just assuming your chickens have laid good before and they just need to be picked back up again for the upcoming spring and the winter. So I do have an older video where I go in more detail on like every reason your chickens could stop laying. I'll put right here again. But another thing is stress, and that's a big thing for chickens, and that's what I talk about in that video a lot. So usually that's just keeping them in a safe area where they feel safe and nice enclosed area and good roosts and everything. Not too many roosters or fighting chickens or anything like that. Just some happy birds. What I'm waiting for this spring is a lot of chickens to sit on the nest and try to go broody and hatch some out. They did that last year. She was one of the best at it. I think she's hatched around 10 chicks out. So let's talk food here. This is the feed I feed my chickens, the main laying pellets, and I switched to this a few months back because it was better for the chickens than the other feed I was giving them, and it says better ingredients in it too, so I give this to the chickens and they really like it. I'll usually give about 5 full scoops of this. This is a 3-quart, and I'll usually overflow that with 5 of those in their bucket, and then I'll add in some chicken scratch right there, and then I'll usually add about a cup of that, or a scoop of that, into their feed, and then I'll feed them that twice a day, and that's always enough for them. Sometimes they'll have leftovers. That's what I feed the chickens. It works well. I think right now, price always fluctuates on food, but I think right now it's $14, so not bad compared to some feed. So, and it's good for what's in it. And then with that, I always have free choice grit and oyster shell. I have a few bags of feather fixer if I need that to separate some chickens that lost some feathers. And then back there in that bag I have cracked corn, which I'll give them at night sometimes when on those cold nights or whenever I feel like they need it. And then sometimes I'll just add that into their feed anyway. So my food situation's good. I'm glad it works and it keeps the eggs coming. And with the food right here, we usually go and get 5 bags of food, 6 bags of food sometimes at once. And that'll last me, 1 bag will usually last me 3 to 4 days. So I have to go get food often, but it'll last a 50-pound bag. And I would also always make sure they have really fresh water to wash everything down and keep them laying. So I'll show you the pen here. It's a little windy out today, but not too bad. We did have some bad weather yesterday. But got all the chickens out here, and they'll usually peck around out here for most of the day and then hang out in the other pen and in the hen house. It's not a cold one out today. It's probably about 50, maybe even 60 degrees and sunny, so not bad. Wind's just the only thing that's keeping it a little cool. So I have a big pen. As you can see, it's all fenced in, privacy fence on 3 sides, and then got that barbed wire fence or 2x4 fence on that side. So then I have duck water right there, and then main chicken water right there, which I always try to keep full and fresh for everybody. The ducks are the ones that make the water dirtiest the fastest, so that's why they have their own little thing over there. And those waters over there have wire on top so the ducks don't try to get in there and swim. All the chickens hanging out in the hen house, laying eggs right now too. Some will still hang out over there from the morning time, trying to find pieces of food. So we have all this as their main pen. Have that little area for shade. That thing has just been in the pen for a while, so we propped it up. And then that's their little run into the hen house right here, where they're all hanging out. And then this is the chick pen, which don't have any chicks in there now because we just released the earliest batch of chickens out to the pen. Main flock, they have a little house in there. That's the pen we use for getting their chicks ready to get into the pen. Let them grow up in there outside. So we have all this, and then wind keeps closing this door a little bit. We have a second pen connected here, and then that goes all the way out to way down there. So they have a really big pen. They usually hang out here on the colder and windier days since the wind's mostly blocked another pen, but they have this, and then that goes all the way back to a little duck pond out over there. So they have a large pen, and they sure like it. Alright, it's night out now. I got everybody on the roosts, and that roost is working good. The step ladder one back there is doing good. Everybody's on the roost except these guys that like to sit on the floor. Counting up all the eggs, we got about 38 eggs today, so another good day for egg production. I'm already kind of backed up on getting all the eggs cleaned and sorted and sold, so we'll get those done. And if you have any more questions or any tips you want, make sure to comment down below and I'll answer them, and I'll see you in the next video.